What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah, and today we're going to react to the video characters that were locked in by my boy Beastkey. Now, we all know some characters, anime and fiction, in Marvel, DC, and stuff like that, that they had to lock in for the greater good of the whole world, universe, or even the whole, people that they love, right? This is going to be like a short intro, because, locked in, you gotta be locked in life, basically. You have to be locked in, and these characters showing that they locked in, basically. This is a bad intro. I'm sorry, it's a bad intro. But we're gonna get into it. So for further ado, let's sit back, relax, let's react to the video.
Buenos dias, mi niggas.
Buenos
Today
dias.
is
See you
the
too.
start of a brand new series, and I actually have been working on this series for a while, and I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to call it. But I think I came up with the perfect name for this series. So today will be the first episode of characters that were locked in. Also, shout out to Super Chill Garchomp. He actually guessed the name of this series when I posted the teaser for it last week. So this series is gonna be about characters that got that dog in them. Characters that didn't back down from the task at hand and gave it their all. Some of these characters might be villains, some might be heroes,
Yes, sir.
and some might just be random individuals who were extremely determined. Maybe they were locked in with the hands, maybe they were locked in on a mission,
Yes,
or maybe
sir.
they were just locked in on their own ambitions. But no matter if they won or lost, they were 100% locked in. So y'all know the drill. Sit back, relax, unsubscribe from every other YouTuber but
Except for me.
me, and get ready for a show. Narrated by yours truly.
All right,
let's
let's
get into
get
the
it.
first character.
Who's gonna be? Mammalian. Okay, that's a surprise pick right there. That's a surprise pick.
Lemillion is a character from a show called My Hero Academia. And within this show, there's tons of great examples of heroes that were extremely locked in.
Yes.
But I think Lemillion showed some of the best lock-in moments in this show. But before I show y'all how locked in Lemillion is, let me give y'all some lore, just in case y'all haven't seen this show. So one day we see this little girl named Eri running away
this is
from
season
someone.
4.
And while she's running away, she runs into the main character Deku and Lemillion. And the man she is running from is a villain called Overhaul. But Eri doesn't want Deku or Lemillion to get hurt, so she ends up running back to Overhaul to avoid any conflict. And shortly after their encounter, we find out that Overhaul has been abusing Eri and using her for experimentation. He's basically on some creepy Orochimaru type shit.
Yep.
And we also see that Overhaul is incredibly evil. He kills one of his workers as soon as he gets back to the lab.
Stop her. The kid made a break for it.
Because this
Dang.
worker is the one who let Eri escape in the first place.
Oh.
So now let's talk about Overhaul. So this villain has a quirk that is called Overhaul. And with the quirk, he can dissemble matter with his bare hands. If he touches something or someone, he can completely break it down and destroy it on a molecular level.
Okay.
And he's been using his quirk on Eri to break down her body and take DNA from it. And with this DNA, he's using it to make a special drug that can remove a person's quirk entirely. And the reason this is such a big deal is one, Eri
So basically, if you guys, this is a spoiler alert. If you haven't watched The Boys yet, there's like a virus. It was a virus that they created to kill all soups. Basically similar to that.
is a little girl who is being abused for her powers. And two, just about every single person in this show has a quirk. They
Yes.
even got a dude with a squirt bottle head
Bruh.
as his quirk. I'm sure he low-key would kind of want this drug. I can't see how this spray bottle head is useful.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Just give it.
But anyway, Overhaul is doing some very devious stuff. And while he's doing all this stuff in his lab, the other heroes are looking for his location. And the person who finds him first is Lemillion. Now
Okay.
Lemillion has a quirk called permeation. And with this quirk, he can phase his body through just about anything. The walls, the floor, he can even do it through people's bodies.
So basically, Obito in that get in the Jutsu universe, and if you guys watch Naruto, it's similar to this.
Sometimes he's
Obito's
also
thing.
naked, which is kind of weird, but this quirk is insanely clutch. So now that we got the lore out the way, let's get into
Lemillion locks in. Yes, there will be spoilers. I mean, MHA ended like what, last year or 2 years ago, so it's like really spoilers. But I mean, it is spoilers for people who haven't watched the anime, so yeah.
So Lemillion pulls up on Overhaul, and he is not here for any games or any talking. He wants to save Eri because he was not able to save her during their first encounter. But Overhaul is like,
But anywho.
But then Lemillion started to run towards him. But then Lemillion lost control of his body and started moving like, man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. And this is where Overhaul sends 2 of his bodyguards to stop Lemillion. The first one's name is Shin Nemoto, and he has a quirk called Confession, which forces whoever he talks to tell the truth about whatever he asks. And the second one is Dataro Sakaki. He has a quirk called Sloshed, which lets him get drunk as hell, and then whoever is around him is also going to be drunk as hell.
Oh.
It's like he's getting you secondhand high if he's near you. So Shin starts making Lemillion snitch on himself and reveal how his quirk works. Then both the guards try to attack Lemillion. But Lemillion is probably the worst person you want to be stuck in a room with. Because unlike them, Lemillion isn't bound by the walls in this room. So he goes through the wall and knocks both of them out. Then he sets his eyes on Overhaul. He tries to hit him, but he dodges it. Then he does one of the coldest things I've ever seen. He goes to kick the guy holding Eri, but he phases through Eri so she won't get hurt. Now y'all can't lie, Lemillion is extremely locked in right now. But even though he's retrieved Eri, Lemillion is like,
job's not finished.
It ain't finished.
Job finished?
Gotta get out of here.
I don't think so.
Then Overhaul breaks the entire floor in one touch. And now it's time for one of the greatest lock-ins I've ever seen.
Lemillion versus Overhaul.
So off rip, he was trying to turn Eri and Lemillion into some barbecue chicken skewers. But Lemillion still manages to permeate through these spikes and still hold up Eri so she won't get hurt. So as Lemillion is dodging all the spikes from the ground, he realizes that Overhaul has removed the exit gate and there's no way out
of this one.
You're done.
You're done.
And I'm not gonna lie, as much as I like Eri as a character, if this was me, I would have gave her one last hug and permeated my way out of there. But then we see that one of his guards is back awake. And then he pulls out a pistol with the quirk erasing bullets already in it. So he shoots it at Lemillion, but he used his cape to confuse the shooter. Then he popped up right under him. Then Overhaul said, you know what? I'ma just abuse Eri some more, and went to use his quirk on Eri. But Lemillion popped up, permeated through Overhaul's hand, and punched him square in the face. But then the guard went to get the gun again, but Lemillion kicked his ass out of the frame.
Whoa. How did he get there that fast? Hold on.
But then the guard went to get the gun again, but Lemillion kicked.
How did he get there that fast? I know his physical capabilities is actually pretty phenomenal, but like, how did he get there that fast? Dang.
His ass out of the frame. Then he goes back and punches Overhaul before he can touch the ground to hurt Eri. Mind y'all, Lemillion isn't even a full-fledged hero yet. This nigga is still a third-year student in high school. I was failing science my third year in high school.
Dang.
Lemillion has not only mastered science since his quirk is permeation, but he's fighting grown-ass men at the same time as protecting this little girl. Then we see that Shin is back awake too, and then Overhaul passes him the quirk erasing bullets. And once again, I know me and every single one of y'all watching this would have permeated right out of this room as soon as he picked up those quirk erasing bullets. But he wasn't aiming at Lemillion, he was aiming at Eri. And I feel so bad for Eri. She's only 7 years old and she's been abused, experimented on, and now she's getting a gun pointed at her. And as he shoots the bullet towards Eri, Lemillion rushes to save her, and he ends up taking the bullet in order to save Eri.
Ooh.
Lemillion just gave up one of the best quirks in the show to save a random little girl that he met the other day. He is the embodiment of a hero locking in. He didn't care about his quirk, he didn't care about his body, he only cared about his mission. So as Overhaul goes for the finishing blow, we see the body of his guard appear right in front of him.
Watch your opponent carefully.
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Bam!
That's why he's doing this. That's why he's the GOAT.
Okay.
No quirk, no cape, no fear. Just a nigga with determination in hands. So Overhaul tries to grab him, but Lemillion got a new quirk, It's called and he uppercuts Overhaul off of his feet and still manages to save Eri again.
That's clutch.
Then Overhaul goes for another attack, trying to kill them both. And Lemillion throws Eri out the way and takes the entire attack by himself. And after all of this, the heroes finally show up and save him and Eri. And this was honestly one of my favorite moments in this show. There's no question in my mind that Lemillion was fully locked in for this entire fight. He got there before anyone else, took out multiple people, saved Eri multiple times,
Number 3,
lost his entire quirk,
Number 4,
then got speared.
Number
And
5.
he did all this with a smile on his face.
Peak
I don't
moment.
think I need to say any more. Let's get into our next character.
Who's next? Who's next?
The next time.
Her? I forgot what game. I forgot what show she's from. She's from Lord. I think she's from Lord of the Rings. I haven't watched Lord of the Rings, so I'm going to get this name wrong. Daenerys Targaryen. Okay, I got the name wrong. Please correct me in the comments. Please correct me. I know I got the name wrong.
You raise a hand to me. Will be the last time you have hands.
So this character is from a show called Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I said Lord of the Rings. Oh no, I want to get these fans uproaring. I haven't watched Game of Thrones or even Lord of the Rings, so please forgive me on that one.
And it's actually quite a few people in this show that lock in, but I don't think anyone did it as good as Daenerys Targaryen.
Daenerys.
Because from the first moment we see Dany, she already showed us signs that she was more than willing to lock in if she needed to. So since this show
gonna lock in for her people
was long as hell and has 8 seasons, I got a few examples of Dany locking in and getting the job done.
Wow.
But of course, before that, I gotta drop some lore on y'all for all the people who don't know who Daenerys Stormborn from House Targaryen, first of her name, the Unburnt, Queen of the Andals, and the
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
My
Dang,
fault. I got carried away. Let's just get
name.
into it.
The Unburnt. Yes, there will be spoilers.
So when we first see Dany, she's being given away for a marriage with Aquaman. Well, he's not really Aquaman in this show. His name is Drogo, but every time I see him, it just reminds me of Aquaman.
Same.
Drogo is the leader of a savage group called the Dothraki. And at their wedding, she gets a gift of 3 old dragon eggs. And as the marriage between Dany and Drogo continues, we see that Dany is more fixated on the eggs rather than her husband, which I understand because this was a forced marriage.
Yes.
But eventually Drogo ends up losing all ability to talk and function. So this leads Dany to host a funeral for Drogo, and she finishes the funeral off by setting up a giant fire. And then she walks into the fire with all 3 dragon eggs. And this was the first time we got a glimpse of her locking in, cause you gotta either be locked in or insanely stupid to walk through this big ass fire and expect to not come out looking like that one piece of overly burnt chicken in my air fryer.
Dang.
But after the fire is out, we see that not only is she perfectly fine, but the dragon eggs have hatched. And everyone starts bowing down immediately. They looking like whenever my girlfriend tells me to do anything.
For real, Bisky? Okay.
But then she manages to recruit the rest of Drogo's army. So now she is the leader of the Dothraki. Dany sets out to be the queen of the 7 kingdoms. So now let's get into the first example of just how locked in Daenerys Targaryen was.
The Mother of Dragons.
So one of the biggest things that helps Dany through her journey is her 3 dragons, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion. And I want to point this out because it's hard training any type of animal. But this girl Dany was able to tame and raise 3 big ass ancient beasts all by herself. I don't know about y'all, but seeing 1 dragon is enough for me to want to empty my bowels. The fact that she took the time and effort to care for these dragons is crazy levels of determination. I know people who can't even get their dog to sit on command. She was able to teach her dragons to blow fire whenever she told them to.
Dracarys.
That's just, she's just aura farming. She's basically aura farming in this moment. Like, no joke. Told her dragons to breathe fire. Phew. Just aura farming.
Also, Dany is a woman, and y'all know niggas back then were hella misogynistic. So she had to really lock in and use the power of her dragons in order to really establish her presence. And even though they are babies right now, Dani is investing in these dragons because she knows that they are going to play a key factor in completing her goal of taking the throne.
Yes. Breaker of chains.
So just like she got her first army after Drogo died, Dani has a no slavery policy. So because of this, she literally goes around recruiting people and armies if they want to come with her. And just like her dragons, this is also a huge part of Dani being able to establish herself as a real threat and a real contender for that queen spot. She was dead ass just running from city to city, recruiting people and adding new additions to her roster.
Just like
she
the
was
NFL
so good
and
at
the
finding
NBA.
and recruiting people, she found the only 2 black people in the entire world in the first 3 seasons.
Wow.
And she eventually has a huge army after all this recruiting is done.
And again, aura farming. Again, she's aura farming.
Because part of locking in is also locking in on the process. And a lot of niggas don't understand that principle. Dani wasn't in the position to just take the throne. She had to slowly build up power to do it. And this came with locking in and investing in her dragons, armies, and all the people she recruited for her journey.
Yes.
She was so locked in, she even scammed someone out of an entire army. She traded her dragon in order to get an army called the Unsullied. Then when she got the army, she ordered them to kill all the slave masters, and then she had her dragon burn the guy that she traded with. Now I do agree that Dani is a little crazy, but I know y'all see how determined she is right now. I also want to point out that Dani is only 18 years old right.
She's 18 doing this? Dang. Only 8. I thought she'd be like at least like, you know, like early 20s, maybe even mid. 18 years old doing this? Hey, King Baldwin fought his first war at 16 years old. So hey, I can't even blame that. I can't even blame her.
Right now. She started all this when she was 16 years old.
Just like King Baldwin. Okay. Just like King Baldwin.
So I think her current
similar. Because King Baldwin fought his first war when he was 16. No, he won a war when he was 16 years old.
resume is actually really impressive.
A mother's choice.
So as the dragons continue to grow, they start to have that Dave Blunt type of appetite.
Dang.
So because of this, her dragons are going around burning and eating up everything. So this leads Dani to lock up Rhaegal and Viserion. And this isn't too important on her overall mission, but I think the fact that she was willing to part ways with 2 of her 3 dragons that gave her the power she needed speaks to how locked in she was. Because these are basically her children that she's locking up. And I've never been a mother before, but I can guess that this wasn't an easy thing to do. But because she needs to be seen as a smart and thoughtful ruler, she decided that it's best to lock them up until they can be functioning citizens within this universe.
So they were eating too much people. So you gotta, you know, she gotta put them in timeout for a little bit. Alright. The new leader.
So after some time, the Dothraki end up getting a new leader, and his name is Khal Moro. And since he was calling the shots now, he ordered Dani to be taken away and imprisoned for the rest of her life.
What?
So the army that she had gotten after her husband's death was now against her.
Whoa. What? How did that transpire? So now she got a new, now the people got a new leader, now she's imprisoned? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Someone tell me in the comments who ever watched Game of Thrones, because I ain't watching Game of Thrones. But tell me, how did that transpire from her building up, rising of her power, to then her people turning against her because a new leader popped up, but she was the leader. She made all this happen, but yet someone came in power. Now she's like this again? Fam, my goodness, bro.
And this was one of the many hurdles that she had to overcome in order to get to the place she wanted to be. So she ended up getting rescued by some of her people from her group, but she had a plan up her sleeve too. So she ended up locking herself and the new Dothraki leaders in a giant room and setting the entire room on fire. And because she is unable to be burned for whatever reason, she sits there and watches the people that were going to send her away burn alive.
And again, in the process, she is still aura farming. She's aura farming. This is a fire technique, right? It's like you just stand in fire, just... Yeah, I did that. It's the fire technique. Oh,
This nigga is crazy. You fucked up.
And Carl Morrow was the last one to die too. He was in there like... And after seeing how crazy Danny was doing all this, the remaining Dothraki swore allegiance to her.
Because she got her power back. Danny's conquest.
So now Danny is emerging as one of the all-stars in the league. She got 3 grown dragons now, a huge army, and some of the most elite people surrounding her. So now it's time for her to lock in and remove all threats from her and the throne. And her first obstacle is Cersei Lannister, because she is the current queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And Cersei actually has just as much power as Danny does, due to her being queen, but also due to her family being extremely rich. And due to the beef between Danny and Cersei, Danny's army gets captured.
Whoa, hold on. What did you see?
And due to the beef between Danny and Cersei,
Weak odd dragons. Didn't you? Whoa, for real? She was medieval times, so I mean, but dang, friend, still wrong. Even though it was medieval times, it's still wrong.
Danny's army gets captured. But Danny isn't being nice anymore. She's ready to spin the block. And this time she's doing it with Dragonfire. She pulls up on the Lannister army and absolutely torches every single one of them. And shout out to Drogon. I know this is about Danny and her locking in, but Drogon is just as locked in as Danny throughout this entire series.
Yes sir.
But just because the Lannister army is cooked, that doesn't mean Cersei is going to give up that spot.
Bitch, I'd rather die!
So then Danny links up with a guy named Jon Snow. He's basically the realest nigga in the north.
Facts.
He literally got stabbed and came back. It's like my great grandpa always told me, real niggas can't die.
Pete, yo, W grandpa. VC's grandpa, WWWW. That's a true statement right there. Real nigga can't die. For real.
So with her linking up with Jon, she basically united 2 giant armies under her. So now she got even more firepower than she had. But now it's time for her biggest obstacle in the conquest, the White Walkers. And the White Walkers are led by the Night King. They are basically a bunch of dead people that have been resurrected, and they're trying to take over the entire world. So Jon Snow ended up pulling up on the Night King, but the amount of White Walkers was way too much. So because they were outnumbered, Jon ended up calling Danny for help. And when she pulled up, she was once again torching every single one of these White Walkers. And I know they were happy to see her. They were probably down there like...
You guys are so screwed now!
But this is where Danny takes her biggest L. Her dragon Viserion gets hit with the ice spear and died right in front of her. And this was a huge loss for Danny and the army. Not just because they lost one of their biggest weapons, but Danny lost one of her children. And even though Danny was pissed and very sad, she still knew she had a mission to finish. She didn't let the fact that she lost her dragon stop her from pushing forward. And I think this shows how determined she still is. Cause not gonna lie, most people take 1 L and they give up completely. I can wake up and hit my toe on the bed and I'll cancel everything I had to do that day. But Danny didn't let any of these L's stop her from moving forward. Her arranged marriage didn't stop her. That big ass fire she survived didn't stop her.
Plus she was ore farming, that didn't stop her.
Slavery didn't stop her, and losing her dragon didn't stop her either. So then Danny pulls up on Cersei to meet for a truce. Cause with the White Walkers taking over everything, it's no time to beef anymore. It's bigger problems at hand. But with the approaching doom of the Night King, there wasn't any more time to talk. It was time for war.
What's good, guys? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on the notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, so choose whichever platform that fits best for you. Also, join the Discord, link in the description down below. And I noticed that most of you guys are watching my videos but not subscribed. If you guys are watching the video and liking it, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. Wartime, the final obstacle.
So when the White Walkers pulled up looking for smoke, Danny and all the armies that she had recruited stood ready to throw hands.
Alright,
but the real threat was the Night King. Because if he dies, the rest of the White Walkers also die.
See, just like any other game, you kill the boss and the rest of the minions will die out. So now basically he's the source of basically their lives. I think whole life system. I think I don't know, but I think it's similar to it though. Kill the source of the problem. The rest will die out.
Night King got something up his sleeve. After the White Walkers killed Dany's dragon, the Night King resurrected him and added him to his army.
Oh!
And I can't lie to y'all, he gave that nigga Viserion a much needed aura boost. I don't know what brand of scales those are, but I can't lie.
He got that shit on though.
So now Dany is going to have to make her remaining dragons fight their dead brother. And I know this was hard for the dragons and Dany.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
But they gotta lock in and eliminate them. And I'ma give some credit to my nigga Rhaegal here. He was holding his own out there. I know it's hard to see during this battle, but he was biting the shit out of his evil brother during this fight. He even bit his neck and started little broing him. And then Drogon pulled up and knocked the Night King off of his dragon. See, I told y'all, Drogon is just as locked in as Dany.
Facts.
So when the Night King finally dies, everything is looking like it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows. But there's still one obstacle that remains. Cersei Lannister. So Dany had a meeting with her council to discuss how to take down Cersei. And they were telling her to wait. But Dany was pissed. She already lost her dragon and half of her army. She wasn't trying to wait anymore.
You gotta regroup. Taking the throne.
So she took her dragons and her army and went to go pull up on Cersei. And as they were selling to go see her, one of Cersei's supporters backdoored Dany and ended up taking out another one of her dragons.
No!
Rhaegal was speared and died right in front of his brother and his mom. And as sad as this was, I can't lie, this was a solid play.
Man, he rest in peace.
Cause now Dany is down to one dragon, but that still doesn't stop her. Then Dany found out one of her closest friends got captured and killed, and this was the last straw for Dany. She completely tweaked out and went on a rampage. She started burning everybody in the area. The castle, the innocent people.
Damn.
She was even taking out some of her own men.
That's
and
not
sadly,
good.
this was the downfall of everything that Dany was pushing for. Because while she did technically become the queen after all this, so I can't say that she didn't complete her mission, but Dany was too much of a crash out. She wanted to kill innocent people, and Jon Snow couldn't convince her otherwise.
Damn.
So he had to kill her to stop the madness. Even Drogon knew the throne wasn't worth all that Dany was planning to do, so he burned the throne and took his dead mom away. And although she didn't get to sit on the throne for very long because she started tweaking, I still think Dany was an excellent example of what it means to lock in and get the job done at all costs.
That is true. And I think to symbolize this, I think she represents someone in history, Napoleon Bonaparte. Yes, Napoleon man was an excellent strategist, excellent leader, like one of the greatest leaders in human history. No joke, he really was. Like the way how he did his way during those times, during the French Revolution, not French Revolution, but during the times where French was like actually powerful about like one of the ones. Like his tactics of winning wars was just out of this world. It's like next level, no joke. It really was next level at that time. It was ahead of its time. And the thing that, and he was like, France was like from this, like this. Like, it was huge. Kind of like, this is not huge, like the UK was back in the 1800s. But it was 1800s back way back. But it was like kind of like a good chunk. Like it had France here and like another piece here on the like right side. Yes, I'm gonna begin history. But the thing is, but Napoleon's downfall was he was getting too much power. He was wanting power too much. Like he didn't know when to stop. That was his downfall. And then once he went to Russia, the downfall began. No joke, the downfall began. And he had a little rise, but yeah, he fell back down. So too much power, bro. Just like when you got power, bro. When you have enough power, bro, that I just stop and regroup. But yeah, she didn't listen. So yeah, the power took over her head. So I gotta It's tough, but she deserves the throne. But it is what it is. Like the power took over her head, and she she's out.
And before any of the Game of Thrones fans start commenting on how evil of a character Dany was, I'm not here to argue right now. This is about characters who were locked in.
Facts.
All right, time for the next character.
Number three. Tori Anderson. Oh, we in Power Rangers Ninja Steel? We in Power Rangers Ninja Steel? Yeah, I'm that old. I'm that old. I know it's Ninja Steel. Wait. That's not Ninja Steel. Sorry. It's Ninja Storm. It's Ninja Storm. Yes, it's Ninja Storm. I am that old. Not that old, but that old to know my Power Rangers. That is Ninja Storm right there.
Okay, now this character I did have to do a little bit of research on. She's from a Power Rangers show called Ninja Storm.
Told ya.
And I was a huge Power Rangers fan growing
Hey, that's Mystic Force right there.
up. And I've been going back and watching some of the Rangers episodes.
Yo, is it? You got Power. Yeah, Mighty Morphin. Z, yo, go, Turbo. In space, lost galaxy. Lightspeed Rescue. You got Tom Force, Wow Force, Ninja Storm. Dino Thunder, hands down, has to be the greatest Power Ranger show of all time. Hands down, greatest Power Ranger show of all time. Mystic Force has the greatest theme song of all time. And SPD is like top 3.
And while I was watching Ninja Storm, I realized that this group of Rangers was locked in for real. But it's one particular Ranger within this series that can lock in like no other. The Blue Ranger, Tori Hansen. And out of all the episodes, I think the best example of Tori locking in is
The Wild Wipeout. Turn your volume down, I get a little hype in this section.
So one day
Tori
Tori was
prepared
surfing,
for that one.
and while she was surfing, she ended up wiping out.
Dang.
And she ended up in a whole different dimension. Don't ask me how this happened. The Power Rangers universe is very strange and doesn't make any sense.
True.
In this new world, everything is flipped. The good guys are bad and the bad guys are good. Some of the most vile villains are literally just chilling on the beach. But when she sees the Rangers, they are extremely evil and basically terrorists in this universe. And when she finds them, they immediately get to jumping her. And she's holding her own in this fight, but she ended up running away. But then she runs into them again. But this time, they are fully suited up and ready to take her out. And before y'all see just how locked in Tori gets, I want to point out that Tori does not have the ability to suit up in this universe. So she's going to have to take on 5 Power Rangers without a Ranger suit or a weapon.
Fuck no, baby.
And these Rangers got some crazy weapons. The Crimson Ranger has a Thunder Blaster rifle. The Blue Ranger has a Navy antler that can electrocute niggas. The Yellow Ranger has a Lion Hammer that can literally cause
That's just Stormbreaker back then.
earthquakes when it hits the ground. The Red Ranger has a Hawk Blaster that's powered by a turbine. And the Green Ranger has a sword that can also turn into a magical ass baseball bat. I would have gave up as soon as I saw all this. Just go ahead and kill me. I'm not finna fight all of y'all with these OP weapons. But Tori ain't back down.
Type of nigga stand on business, nigga. One man arm against 50, nigga. What you gonna do that?
So as they charge at her, she immediately dodges them. Then she kicks the Green Ranger out the frame. Then she looks behind her and blocks the Yellow Ranger, then trips him off the car.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that was
But
easy.
the Blue Ranger is waiting for his turn too. So he does this very necessary flip.
Boy, if you don't get...
And she blocks every single one of his attacks. And these Rangers are not fighting fair at all, because now the Green Ranger and the Blue Ranger start trying to jump her. And she ends up taking them both at the same time. Then the Crimson Ranger pulls out his gun and tries to shoot Tori. And I want y'all to really focus on the amount of weaving she's doing right here. She hits a full somersault, then lands with a pose. This is truly a beautiful scene.
Or farming.
Then the Red Ranger tries to shoot her and she dodges that too. Then she turns into Ultra Instinct Goku and dodges every single swipe from the Crimson Ranger.
Oh yeah, the apology, I wasn't really familiar with your name.
Then she hits him with a 3-piece leg combo.
Ooh.
Now mind y'all, she is still unmorphed right now, putting belt to ass on 5 Power Rangers. Then they start jumping her again, and she has yet to be touched. I know we talk about Weave Nation a lot, but we gotta add Tori to the list. Then the Yellow Ranger comes in. And
she could be a good you know, good member of it. A good member.
Spins away from all of them. I don't even know how she did that. Any regular person's femur would have snapped trying to do this. But as hype as this fight was, it gets cut short because she gets saved. But this fight really stuck out to me because fighting 5 people is hard enough. But
and especially, I think when you morph, I think your abilities, you become like supernatural. I think maybe, I don't know. I think maybe because the Power Rangers movie, the action Power Rangers movie 2015, the trash one, yeah. But I think when you morph, don't you get like, even before the Power Rangers movie came out, when you morph, like after you morph, don't your like physical abilities get like better? Chief Airship, doesn't it get better? Like every stat, like speed, strength, durability, endurance, attack, potency, destructive capability, anything like quickness, reflexes. Doesn't that your stats get boosted after being morphed? Tell me in the comments, because I think so, but I don't know.
Having to fight 5 Power Rangers with deadly weapons is a whole new level of being locked in. All right, time for the last character.
All right, number four. Thanos. I mean, sure. Hey, look at 2019. Hey, look at Infinity War. So, yeah.
I'll do it myself.
Now, I'm sure we all know Thanos. He's one of the greatest villains from the Marvel Comics and the MCU.
Yes.
And while I do know he is pretty evil, I also know that this purple ball sack was fully locked in on his goal. In the comics and in the MCU, Thanos was on absolute demon timing and didn't stop for any reason. But before we get into that, I'm gonna give y'all a quick lore drop.
Two more.
So when Thanos was born, he was ugly as hell.
Oh.
And I'm not even sure how he turned out this chopped, because his mom looked like this and his dad looked like this. So the fact that he was purple and this ugly is honestly a mystery. But shortly after he was born, he ended up killing his own mom.
What?
And the reason he killed his mom was to appease his girl, Lady Death.
Of course. Of course. I forgot. In the comics, those two dated. You slimed out your own mother for a chick? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Thanos. You slimed your own mother out that birthed you for a chick that dumped you later on, that going on date Deadpool and broke his heart? Well, and break up with him? Man, relationships in Marvel Comics make us crazy.
And Thanos was killing hella people just to riz her up. And it was low-key working. Every time he would kill people, Lady Death would be like,
it ain't worth it, fam.
So I'ma switch to the MCU version of Thanos for this part, because I think it shows him a lot more locked in than in the comics. And I also know most of y'all niggas can barely read.
And I paused on the meme. And I paused it on the meme. Paused it on the meme.
Gone through.
Gathering the Infinity Stones. How's there spoilers? People know this. If no one would watch the movie,
stones
so,
consisted
yeah.
of 6 individual gems that did 6 individual things. The Power Stone had the ability to produce unlimited energy and power.
Yes.
The Time Stone was able to control time itself.
Yes.
The Reality Stone can rewrite reality.
Yep.
The Soul Stone can alter personalities.
Yep.
The Mind Stone grants telepathic and telekinetic power. And the Space Stone lets you teleport and gives you control over space. But the thing about these stones is they are all in different places and they all require different things to get them.
In the universe.
So Thanos sets out to gather all 6 stones. So when Thanos set out to get the stones, he brought a group called the Black Order with him. They are also known as the Children of Thanos. So Thanos already had the Power Stone. We don't really see him get it in the MCU because he did it off screen, but he destroyed a planet called Xandar. So that's already one planet wiped out. And Thanos was so locked in, he pulled up on one of the strongest MCU characters of all time, Thor.
Yep.
And of course, wherever Thor is, Loki's lion ass is there too.
Absolutely.
And I'm not sure what
course.
Thanos did to Thor and the rest of his crew, but
Yeah, they got smoked, bro. Like, when I saw the movie, they got absolutely mollywopped.
they got done real bad. So Loki is the one with the Space Stone right now, and he goes to offer it to Thanos. But y'all know Loki's backstabbing ass would never do something like this without some tricks up his sleeve. And y'all see how he got Thor right now. He's palming him like a basketball. But as Loki went to give him the stone, Loki said,
"We have a Hulk."
Yes, sir! Just like in 2012 when Iron Man said it.
So the Hulk pulls up and gets to beating the purple off of Thanos. But Thanos was eating them punches. Then he started absolutely dogging the Hulk and slammed him on the ground, knocking him out. I also want to apologize to all my Hulk fans watching this. I know this probably brought back severe PTSD y'all still haven't got over.
And plus, to the Hulk mains in Marvel Rivals that haven't gotten a legendary or new skin since like season 2. Oh. My deepest condolences to y'all.
Trust me, I would know. I'm one of them.
Oh, Beastie! Oh, Beastie! Oh, Beastie! Oh, no!
So now Thanos got 2 of the 6 stones. Next up on the list is the Reality Stone. And this stone is located on a place called Nowhere. So he pulled up to get it, and he was stopped by the Guardians of the Galaxy. But the only one he didn't pack up was his daughter Gamora. And she was ready to take his life. But when she tried to, turns out he already had the stone. He literally did all this just to flex the stone and change the scenery. So now that's 3 out of 6. Next stone is the Soul Stone. And if you don't know, the Soul Stone can only be acquired by exchanging something that you love. So Thanos takes Gamora and sacrifices her in order to get the Soul Stone. And this was actually when I knew he was super locked in, because he actually loves Gamora and you could tell he didn't want to do this. But now he got 4 stones, so it's only 2 left. But the Time Stone is protected by a man named Doctor Strange.
The Eye of Agamotto.
Of course, I knew the fact he's gonna use freaking Marvel Rivals Ultimate of Doctor Strange.
So now Thanos gotta really lock in to get this stone. And before he could even take a step, Iron Man launches an entire ship at Thanos.
Yes, sir.
But Thanos got 4 stones now. It's gonna take a lot more than that to kill him. So he starts fighting with Doctor Strange, but Thanos was too much for them. Iron Man put up a good fight, but in the end, he still got little broed by Thanos.
Embarrassing.
At least he tried, okay? At least he freaking tried. At least he did his best. He faded the one-on-one. At least we got to see Iron Man vs. Thanos, the one-on-one. And that was spectacular. Even though he lost, it was spectacular at the same time.
So now Thanos has 5 of the stones. It's only 1 left, the Mind Stone.
Finale, the last stone.
This stone is located on Earth, specifically inside a man named Vision's head. And Thanos had already told his children to go get it, but the Avengers were not just gonna let the children of Thanos take the stone without a fight. So the children of Thanos make their way to Wakanda to retrieve the stone. And when they pulled up, they came with a huge army, and at first it looked like the Avengers was putting in work. Everybody besides the Hulk. They got Bruce's ass in a prosthetic Hulk suit right now. That Thanos beatdown gave him lifelong Hulk erectile dysfunction. But then they start getting overwhelmed, and all the heroes are getting taken down. But then we see a giant beam of light.
Thor's here.
And it's everybody's favorite Asgardian. And he is looking for Thanos to run the ISO right now. He gotta get his payback for when Thanos was palming his head like a basketball.
He gotta get his get back.
But the children of Thanos have been trying to beat the stone out of Vision so they can give it to Thanos. But they have yet to get it. So Thanos pulls up to Wakanda to get it himself. But luckily we got Captain America to say,
Dang.
well, at least we got Bruce Banner.
Dang.
Okay, well, we are in Wakanda, so at least we got Black Panther.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, Cap is back.
Dang.
Yeah, just give it up, y'all.
Oh,
Thanos is too locked in on his mission. So Vision's girl Wanda destroys the stone in his head so that Thanos can't get it. But remember, guys, Thanos has the Time Stone. So he ends up reversing time and pulls the stone out of Vision's head. So now Thanos has every single Infinity Stone.
6
But
of 6.
then Thor
Just like MJ.
throws the axe right at Thanos. Then he got all in his face talking about some
I'm like that, nigga. I'm like that. I'm trying to tell niggas. I'm trying to ruin him.
But Thanos wasn't worried about this and still managed to put his hand up and snap, causing half of the entire galaxy's population to no longer exist.
Yep.
And I just know Lady Death felt this snap, and yeah, that's how Thanos locked in and erased half the universe. And he actually almost did it again in the next film, but he got finessed by Iron Man.
Yes, sir.
But not gonna lie, he damn near locked in twice. But that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this new series I'm starting. Also, not gonna lie, I don't have many characters for this series right now, so I'd really appreciate if y'all could comment any characters y'all think locked in and should make the list. But I'm tired of talking to y'all. Cue my outro music.
I just threw away my paper.
Yo, shout out to my boy Beastie for the video. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, my man. You see the characters? To be honest with you, they were pretty locked in. From Lemillion to Thanos. And I am inevitable. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's more people that lock in. You know, like Sonic, Mario, who else? Got Halo, Doomslayer. Like, there's other characters that have locked in before, or yet locked in better than these characters. So who knows? Maybe that might be in it. So we gotta find out and see. But again, shouts to Beastie for the video. The original video will link in the description down below. Follow me on all the socials. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and turn on the notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, do into the live streams. All being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless you all. Jesus loves you all. Repent and be saved. He's coming back. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's fine.